Hi everyone, I'm Paris. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. This is
Love on Cut.
So today we're going to talk about coronavirus, the things that we have found that we've enjoyed about the pandemic and being in lockdown, and the things that we've had to endure during this lockdown. I think there's definitely, depending on your circumstances, things that you can definitely say you've kind of enjoyed about the lockdown, and there's definitely things that you've had to kind of really fight through.
Well, I guess we'll kick off then. So, Paris, what have you enjoyed during lockdown?
So I've definitely enjoyed working from home. I think most workplaces in the country enabled working from home around the same time. So it was the week of the 23rd of March for me that I started working from home. So what that meant was extra time in my day, and I feel like time is the most valuable commodity you can have. So, I've enjoyed not having to stress. You can kind of lie in a bit longer. And I'm trying to learn how to play the piano at the moment. And, I've got more time to do things like that. And also I kind of found that, the office environment, obviously it's great to have office friends, especially for someone new to a city. But I think that really the best time to get to know people is outside of the office. So I don't really feel like I miss office banter so much. I'm just saying, let's just go the whole hog and be actual friends if we're going to be friends. Not this in between, between 9 and 5 we're friends, 5 p.m. I message you and it's just blue ticks.
Oh. Harsh.
I sound a little bit like bitter, like it's happened to me before. Maybe it's another story for another time. So yes, definitely a big fan of working from home, and I think that in general this culture, this office culture, is clearly a pattern that this country is used to. Most countries are used to doing it, but I don't necessarily think it's the way forward. I think eventually we're going to move into a position where people work when they want, as much as they want, and the productivity will be there. So yeah, I'm all for new ideas, and this is kind of ushered along. This pandemic's ushered along the new status quo of working from home. And surprise, surprise, to a lot of managers and people like that, people can be trusted to work from home. They're not going to just leave their chairs spinning. Surprise, surprise, people aren't little children.
Well, at my work, people are more productive.
Really?
I don't know how they've measured that, but that stat has come out, and I find that quite interesting. Maybe if you trust people, then they'll actually do their job. Maybe there are more distractions in the office because, as you say, banter and all that kind of stuff, making like 500 cups of tea. Don't worry, I used to do that too.
Yeah. So to all you tea drinkers, you're in a safe space. I'm not here to judge. So something is showing that working from home's got a big benefit, and us millennials, we want to remix everything. This tradition, we want to question everything, we want to move things forward. So I've definitely enjoyed that, and I think some companies like Twitter, for example, said actually to its employees, you can work from home from now on if you want. And I just think, just from a cost perspective anyway, a lot of companies are going to allow people to work from home. So that's a big thing for me that I've enjoyed. So in terms of another thing that I've enjoyed, in a way, I've enjoyed the way that life has slowed down. There are less distractions, and I think this is something that we both enjoy, because
definitely
you're seeing people, just champion and value things that matter rather than this constant, American dream or capitalist dream. Of fame and money. I mean, you can kind of see it. I mean, I can see it on my Instagram. Some people were literally itching to get back to normal. But the truth is, when the world slowed down, we were able to see these instances of police brutality for what they were. So I think it's just amazing for human movements and humanitarian movements, like Black Lives Matter. Because the world slowed down, people had to reassess their priorities. Do I like shopping all the time mindlessly? What am I distracting myself from? what really matters. And you know, we've seen the environment come back in different ways, like dolphins swimming in the Venice Canal. You can see like the Himalayas you could never see usually because there's so much pollution. That's beautiful. So it's refocused everybody on the things that matter: humanitarian movements, the environment, and you know, the best way to kind of move forward. And as we speak today, in the UK, apparently only 6% of people want things to go back to how they were before the lockdown. So we want to rebuild this economy in a green way, basically. The best way for the environment, the best way for everybody. Those are the main things really that I've enjoyed. So I want to know, Selina, what have you enjoyed about being in lockdown?
I guess quite a nice thing out of lockdown for us, and this might sound a bit childish, but like every Friday we'll get a takeaway, and I quite look forward to that every week. I think that's quite a nice thing. It's like you're looking forward to the little things, you know, and you realise it's the little stuff that matters.
Yeah, I think the takeaways, if the takeaways closed and they didn't find a way to kind of still deliver, that was it. People are going to riot.
Yeah,
you know, this is it. What do you mean?
You need a break. You need a break. What I've really enjoyed is just having more time at home, so not having the pressure of having to do other things like going for appointments, or you know, there were hobbies I used to do in the week, so like going for sewing class or meeting friends. Not saying that
not saying
I don't want to meet my friends, but sometimes it's like when you have your week or your weekend is just full of all these appointments or social kind of interactions, then you barely have any time for yourself, or to like cook or to clean. So I've kind of enjoyed not having that pressure. I'm not saying it's a bad pressure, but just having the time to relax, or to actually make a nice meal from scratch, or to, you know,
slow down.
Yeah, slow down. That's a good way of putting it. As you say, you slow down and then you realise what matters. So like, I realised that something else that I'm quite happy about is spending less, because I would walk to work and walk back, and on my walk back home I would always meander into a little shop or two and just be like, oh, that's a nice face mask, or, oh, that's a nice hand cream, and all these little bits add up. Or even just buying lunch at work, you know, you kind of see how much money you actually spend on little things. It does build up. So I'm quite happy that I've not really spent that much during lockdown.
Could you say that you snack more at home though? Maybe that offsets. I don't know if you do. Do you snack more at home, like during the working day?
You trying to say something?
Whoa. Something I'm enduring. I'm joking. No.
Oh!
It's obviously banter, but I think a lot of people, I mean, I've definitely found that about myself. I snack more, but so then that might be reflected in your weekly shop.
But I think like the weekly shop, you buy stuff in bulk from a supermarket. Yeah. You're not buying it at the markup that it's sold at a cafe or whatever.
It's not a £4 Starbucks basically. The markup is ridiculous. Exactly. On the side of saving money as well, like going to friends' birthdays, like nobody really budgets for them, but they kind of pop up as a surprise expense.
You just have to make money out of somewhere.
Yeah, make it work. I've seen people having to celebrate landmark birthdays on Instagram Live, you know, or a house party app, and that's deep. But on the other side, you know, when things are over, you can you know, make up for lost time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, continue, sorry. Exactly. You're going to say something, go on.
I guess the third point, again, kind of comes back to time, but not just my time, but our time. I think it's been quite nice to sort of be able to chill again. Why are you making that face? Again, not with the... God. No, not enjoying time together.
No, I think I was trying too hard not to make a face, and then it became a face. Yeah, go on, continue.
No,
in terms of us, go on.
Yeah, in terms of us, I've just enjoyed, like, again, being able to chill and not have pressure. And just because you live together doesn't mean you see each other all the time. Because you might be out doing your things, I'm out doing my things. Whereas this has kind of given us the opportunity rather to spend a bit more time with each other.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I'm gonna bounce off that point and say for sure, especially mainly these celebrity dads, like, and mums. I've seen them just so pleased that they can actually spend time with their kids, you know, and get to know their kids in ways that they usually wouldn't be able to, you know. And then yeah, obviously yeah, same thing with us. Like you just get to know someone even more because now you're working together, you're living together. There's no escape. I think from a social experiment point of view, I think that's pretty cool. Like getting, living with someone during lockdown. I think that's pretty unique. Another milestone, another notch in the belt to add. So that's how I see it.
An experience. I guess on the flip side of that, so things that we've had to endure, I don't really believe anyone was made to spend, like, humans weren't made to spend their time 24/7 with another human in such a confined space. I think enduring each other probably comes to the frame in terms of realizing maybe you both actually need space too. So it's nice to spend time together, but you also both need space too. So like you mentioned, your music, focusing on your piano a bit more, whereas for me I've been able to do a bit more sewing or just reading a book, those kind of things. So it's quite nice to realize that it's good. There's nothing wrong with taking the time to have your own space, because I think that's self-care and self-love and all that.
Oh yeah, but I'm big on the self-love, self-care, and having your own space. I mean, I think a lot of guys have man caves, or some of them have the garden, which is their area of the house, and it's kind of a twofold thing. So they get to maintain the garden, but they also get their own space doing their own thing in a way that's not going to offend their partner. The whole me time thing is its own kind of concept, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, no, definitely, it's just a reality that being in each other's faces is nice, and people being able to get to know their family members or people that they thought they knew well even better almost.
Why do you keep laughing?
Because I'm a happy person. That's why. And but on the flip side, especially parents, people I work with that are parents, they're struggling mentally.
Yeah, it must be going mad, because you can't even have any space if you have a kid that's always there, right? There's no childcare, there's no school, you're always having to ensure the child is occupied.
Always.
Yeah, it must be. I respect parents, man, honestly.
Yeah, and obviously you're in this country, so they haven't sorted out the schooling yet, have they? So,
no.
I mean, I think that's till September, and they keep pushing that deadline further and further. The reality is, until we've got a track and trace app, I don't know how you can ensure the safety of, our young people and our teachers. But, paradoxically, they're looking to release kind of travel restrictions. So a kid can go on holiday, but they can't go to school.
Yeah, but also they're removing the quarantine period after you travel as well. Like, that's gone based on their traffic lights. Anyway, we won't bore you with that.
No, but I think, for future historians watching this, they'll want to know. Hi, people in the future, and they want to know that this government definitely flopped. I mean, unequivocally, they flopped. For sure, they've got a tough job, but man, all that power comes responsibility. So you guys got to take this big L. And how can people go on holiday but they can't go to school? It doesn't make any sense. And okay, domestically we're not in place in terms of having a track and trace app, let alone allowing other people to come in. Don't get me started anyway. But it is what it is. So yeah, in terms of enduring as well. Something that's, kind of on the mental side again, it's just kind of the seeing, how many people have been passing away.
It's really sad.
Everybody knows someone that knows someone who's had a family member pass away, and that's something that we've mentally had to endure, all of the uncertainty, and it got some people acting out of character when the lockdown first happened, when they were just taking food from old people's trolleys and taking...
the toilet paper.
Some people were taking all the hand sanitizer from the hospital wards so they could take it home. So clearly this kind of mental pressure has caused people to act in this primal way, me first, and it fills you with a sense of kind of despair, and there's all the uncertainty that we're still dealing with.
You're just frustrated at people as well. Like, it's just consider other people and abide by the rules. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's no, for sure. I mean, it's frustrating, and it's also kind of my approach of it. You know, as I say, it's the uncertainty that's brought this out of people. But you know, you want to know that when the chips are down, people can kind of pull together.
Yeah.
And in the first instance, it just didn't appear to be that.
Every man for himself.
So that's something that we're just constantly enduring. You know, the uncertainty, but the way I've lived my life, you know, so far, I have tried to embrace that in general. So the fact that something suddenly changed, it wasn't a massive issue. I'm just glad that we moved in together, because prior to this we were long distance. And
yeah, that would have been hard.
It's kind of one extreme to the other, long distance to lockdown 24/7. But yeah, anybody that's in long distance lockdown, you know, I salute you. You know, those of you that are still together, because
yeah, it's not easy.
Most couples I've heard of didn't adhere to the rules, strictly speaking. But there's a minority that have. So yeah, salute to you, because it all matters, and
definitely.
it all makes a difference, especially when you got, unfortunately, a leader who hasn't got a handle on this thing. This virus is just doing its thing, and he's sent this kind of dog whistle to tell everybody that it's over. You know, when I say it's over, the lockdown's over, it's a little dog whistle, you know.
They're going to put certain areas back into lockdown, like I think Leicester.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's quite as black and white as he's making it out to be.
I mean, I think that, you know, as long as you don't have a proper app and you don't have a proper contact tracing strategy, you're just playing Russian roulette with your life, basically. It's a crazy thing.
I think one more thing that I feel like has been a challenge for me is not having the ability to be spontaneous. I'm quite a spontaneous person. Like, I would just want to go for a walk, or I just want us to go out or go to this restaurant, or, you know, just to have the freedom to sort of make a decision ad hoc and just do it. And even if it's just going to get a coffee, whatever, I really miss that. Like, everything's sort of taken out of your hands, and I appreciate I can go and queue for a coffee, but that's just not, it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk to me to queue with 50 other people for a cup of coffee right now. It's just, the feeling is not the same. I just miss having that freedom.
Yeah, so you just can't go where the mood takes you.
Yeah.
So after you've gone cinema, let's just walk down this side of the road if you
or
want.
even just going cinema, you can't just do that ad hoc. Like, everything is just gone.
The freedom is gone, but it's with good reason though. That's the thing.
No, and I get that. I'm just being honest, I guess, in terms of what I've struggled with.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are struggling with the freedom element of things. You know, they had to bring in the fines, and you know, we've seen people at cookouts, we've seen people on the beach like crazy. The protests are one thing, though. I mean, it's kind of a grey area, because obviously people are risking their health for a greater cause, for you know, humans across the world.
Yeah.
So that's its own kind of grey area, but I think
it's not just for like I want to go get a tan.
Yeah. So, you know, there's levels to all of this, but, you know, we kind of already touched on what we think about, you know, people going out to protest, risking their lives. Clearly, this one cause is greater than another cause. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely do miss going to the gym. Our gym's quite near us, so I just pop in and out of there. But I actually stopped going to the gym before they closed all the gyms.
Yeah, you did actually.
Yeah, because I just sensed that, like,
it wasn't right.
Yeah, it's not safe here. I just sensed it
properly.
I think, yeah, I just kind of knew, and then, you know, like 10 days later they locked it down. I do my thing in the morning, you know, my stretches, my push-ups. Oh yeah, playing football. So I often played football like every week. I think most weeks. Even Selina saw me once, and you know, we lost 9-0, and that's not to say Selina's a bad omen or anything.
Why would you even say that? Oh dear.
No, I'm only joking,
never coming to watch you again.
No, you just wanted to come that once. The other time, you just saw what you needed to see. You didn't want to come again. Fair enough. But yeah,
I think you played well, but
yeah, I did my thing. So, you know, these are basic things. And obviously, now we live about an hour from No, well, okay, so I live, an hour plus from my family at the moment, so I miss being able to go down there. Excuse me, look at me. I'm just going down there. Now, I miss being able to go down there. My niece was born this year, in the COVID year. Supposed to go down in March, but it just got to that stage where you couldn't, sensibly do it. So
fingers crossed you'll get to see her soon.
Yeah, she's getting bigger and bigger, and haven't been able to visit her. I haven't been able to, visit my mum.
That's actually, you saying that's reminded me, I was meant to go and see my brother over Easter and my flight got cancelled. He doesn't live in this country and I don't get to see him and his family a lot, so I was really looking forward to that, and obviously Corona just kicked that plan out of the window. So yeah, that I understand. I mean, it sucks when you can't see your family. It really does.
That's something that everybody's had to endure, and I think it does add to the mental side. If you've got older parents, worrying about them, hoping they're okay, they're going to be okay, of course, naturally. One more thing actually about enduring, something I had to endure, and that was not getting a haircut for 3 months.
Yeah, you're looking like a new man now.
What can I say? I feel like I've even grown a few inches. I don't know if something's happened, and I feel no. There can be miracles if you believe. So yeah, it is. I mean, some people will we want our haircuts, as opposed to the protests against racism as a global pandemic. Now, obviously, the anti-racism protests, number one in my mind, number one in my heart, always were, always will be. But in terms of like the kind of psychological effects of a haircut, it definitely lifts you in different kinds of ways. Oh yeah, you
feel better. You feel better, 100%. You feel like, I don't know, just fresh, feeling yourself.
Yeah, you feel just ready, you just feel ready. So, that was something I was enduring, but now not anymore. I've got my trim now, so this is what I really actually look like on a normal day, pre-lockdown. So yeah, just soak it in, really.
Oh God.
Something else I've had to endure is job uncertainty. My company's struggling, so they've added to the uncertainty of the whole situation where I'm gonna have to spread my wings and fly soon.
Sorry, I was wondering where you were going with that.
That's important out on your CV cover letter. I just want to spread my wings and fly into a new situation.
Well, look, hopefully everything happens for a reason and you'll be on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, for sure.
There are people who are starting new jobs during lockdown, and I'm sure you'll find something. It's just finding the right thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I like doing YouTube anyway, so this is fun, so keep me busy regardless. I want to ask you as well, so are there any things that coronavirus has had no impact on in terms of your life and the way that you live it?
Something that I really don't care about is shopping, like retail therapy. As I said, I used to do it as a distraction on my commute home, just to, I don't know, I guess you buy something to look forward to. But I haven't obviously gone shopping, like even when the shops opened, I just don't care. And I think maybe when you break that habit, you realise, what was I doing in the first place? Why did I need to buy this little face mask or this top or whatever to make me feel better? Or it's just part of your routine and you don't really need it, you don't. What does it do? Nothing. I've got enough clothes, it's fine.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like, in terms of shopping, that's just not my thing. I mean, when it's time, I've got my outfits, but it's just not a, you know what I mean? Like, shaken, not stirred. It wasn't a daily occurrence for me, a weekly occurrence for me. The people that we chill with, they don't really want to go to the mall.
The mall? The what? Mall. He's never ever
shopping
said that, ever.
They don't want to go there and, just for no reason kind of thing. Yeah, I don't miss that at all. really. It's not really,
Yeah.
you know, I flipping wear the same thing every week.
Well, I'm
Anyway,
here.
yeah.
They're gonna think you just have one black t-shirt. No, he has more than one. Or anything else to add? Like anything you're indifferent about?
I mean, I was gonna say, you know, going on holiday, but I do like the European vibes, or you know, having an excuse to jump on the plane affordably. But you know, contrary to kind of Boris Johnson's current message, I don't want to just book holidays, because apparently that's like gone up. Loads of people booking holidays.
Yeah, because they're all on offer, because everyone's trying to make back their money, flights, hotels, so everything's cheap apparently.
Yeah, I mean, you know, let's kind of extrapolate it out. Like, you know, I don't miss consumerism, just buying stuff for no reason. Yeah, I mean, holidays are experiences, so it's not so much consumerism. But the point is, all we can see is this government kind of shunting people towards spending, putting that first, putting the economy first. And I don't feel kind of enamoured.
Well, the thing is, like, even if you go on holiday right now, it's not going to be like it usually is. No, but you're going to go somewhere that still has coronavirus measures in place. You're still going to have to wear a mask. Not all the restaurants are going to be open. You're still going to have to socially distance to some extent, at least in most countries. Yeah, so I just don't think everyone is, like, the holiday in everyone's mind is going to match up with previous experiences, you know. I'd rather wait till this is all over before I go on holiday. But goodness knows when it's going to be over, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we'll see if we've got any friends that end up going anywhere. I don't think anybody's outwardly suggested that they're going to go anywhere, but I say good luck to them. You know, just don't see me for 14 days after you get back. I don't care if Boris Johnson says it's cool. You know, so yeah, and you know, not forgetting, you know, we reached the 500,000 mark of coronavirus deaths worldwide.
Yeah.
Where we are in the UK, we've got the worst death rate in Europe for coronavirus. So you know, if anybody's acutely aware of the dangers of this and the reality of it, it's us. I don't understand what people think. Like earlier in the lockdown, people felt like fresh air would protect them. You know, everybody had this kind of sense that they will be the ones that won't get the virus, but it's a human virus, so if you're a human, you're vulnerable to it. You know, people kind of make up their own rules, and I think at this point there's a bit of fatigue, lockdown fatigue, and people are just like, oh,
yeah, people are just sick of it now, which is, again, it's like, come on, have a bit of resilience. To be fair, I've some days felt like, oh, can't wait for this to be over, so I get it, but it's tough, and you just have to keep powering through. The answer is not to sort of just disregard all the rules and put everyone at risk, including yourself, you know, so.
Yeah, and you know, I think remember there's a mental side of this as well, so if you're ever struggling, reach out, you know, the Samaritans helpline, you know, talk to your friends and family, people that care about you, because they want to hear, they want to be there for you. You know, I think that's the best thing to deal with the mental side of things. And I have heard them say, you know, if the economy isn't functioning, people don't have jobs and aren't spending, then it's going to be even worse effects. But, you know, you've got to pick your struggle. And at the end of the day, this is what you get when you don't prepare for a pandemic.
Well, and surely keeping people alive is more important than spending a bit of money. I mean, I'm not an economist by any means, but I just feel like surely you try and prevent people dying over and above making money. And I'm not discounting at all that people have lost their businesses or their livelihoods, you know, and that's sad in itself. But again, surely someone actually losing their life is more serious, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very difficult to balance all these things.
Yeah,
I don't envy Boris, but I do think he has messed up in quite a few respects.
I mean, again, maybe that is one of the things I'm indifferent on, because, you know, I didn't vote that way. I didn't vote for Boris and all the fluff, basically, because that's his strength. Fluff, marketing, slogans, like it's quite a hollow approach.
Yeah,
to
where's
being
the
a politician.
substance behind it?
And then this was a moment that needed substance, and now what are we seeing? We're not seeing substance. So it is what it is, you know. And Piers Morgan's now my guy. I can get used to that. You know, in the past, I haven't always seen eye to eye, but we have to allow people to evolve.
Yeah.
And he's been one of those journalists who've kind of unrelentingly, you know, held this government to account to an extent.
He's been very dogged, hasn't he? Like, he hasn't let up once. And you can see them all squirming when he asks them questions. It's quite funny.
It comes with the territory. You can't be the leader of the country and be in for an easy ride.
Yeah.
This is my thing.
Yeah.
You know, things have gone so well for them in December when they won that general election. I think there was just this full sense of security that they're invincible, and it just translated into their handling. You know, they're very lax, we'll be okay handling. But the West has learned a big lesson. So there are bits of the status quo that are pure evil. I can't say that enough. And, you know, I hope that now those things have been exposed, we can root them out. And, you know, we don't just have this short memory.
Yeah, hopefully everyone will be a bit more considerate, you know, a bit kinder to one another, a bit kinder and more aware of environmental impact. Yeah, we'll see. You know, no one's perfect, but if we all do a little bit here and there, then hopefully the world will become a better place. Sounds like a Disney.
Super cheesy.
Literally.
Somebody get the gorgonzola, you know, give it a cheese. But it's true though, it is true. And, you know, there are definitely ways that the virus has harmed the world, and there are ways that in a way it's helped the world, because perspective is everything.
And having the time to have that perspective, right? I mean, we mentioned that in our previous videos in terms of the whole George Floyd impact, people actually not being distracted and seeing what was happening. So I do think when people aren't looking at 500 different things and it's just time to focus, it does have an impact.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's just a new way of living. You know, more people than not are going to be wearing masks, more places than not are going to have all these measures of hand sanitizer and potentially measuring your temperature and gloves, and you can't touch XYZ. So we just have to get used to it. It's going to be a new normal for however long it needs to be. And we'll see what happens. You just have to take it one day at a time. I think if you like worry about it and how it's going to sort of pan out, yeah, then you will just get freaked out and start being quite anxious. I mean, I know at the start of this I was quite anxious. It's just like you don't know what it means and how long it's going to go on for, and as you said, you're thinking about your parents and all sorts of things, but you just have to take it one day at a time and be as safe as you can and limit the risk of exposure. Keep yourself safe and healthy, really.
Yeah, don't risk it all for a suntan. Well, what do I know?
On that note, bless you.
Such a weird thing, like sneezing with a toothache. It just kind of, it connects. Thank you guys for, you know, checking out our thoughts and feelings on lockdown so far, the things that we've enjoyed, the things that we've endured.
Let us know what you've gone through or what you've enjoyed or not enjoyed.
Let us know if your experiences have been kind of similar to ours.
Or different.
Yeah, because I can imagine if you're like a school kid not having school, I'm sure that was fun at first.
Oh yeah.
But then the novelty, I don't know.
You probably want to see your friends after a while and all that kind of stuff, don't you?
Yeah, but you'll stop talking to them.
Harris!
15 years, so don't worry. Any kids that accidentally
leave the little kid alone.
fell on this episode to your best friends.
Wow.
Anyway,
Some people stay friends. Ignore him.
Yeah, again, it's just an experience. You know, I'm just a bit. Right. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is Love Uncut, and you know, definitely like, share, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. And you know, it's all love, people. So put your comments in the description. We're keen to have respectful debates about how we're going to move forward, you know, in this situation. And
and let us know if there's anything you want us to cover in future episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I've asked you that 3 times, so you know, I'm just going to do my own thing after this if you don't ask.
Oh dear.
So yeah, we'll be back next week though, on Sunday at 6 o'clock as always. So whatever you do, guys, in your week, stay blessed, and you know, stay safe.
Take care of yourselves.
Yeah, and we'll see you there.
Thanks for watching. Bye bye.